Hello, and welcome to Rainy Tuesdays, podcast by friends for friends. I'm here with Ryan and Margaux as usual. What's up?
Hello.
Hey. Not much.
Ryan is a little sick,
Yes.
so retreat to a deeper voice, Ryan.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always like a kind of fun little like raspy thing, which it doesn't feel good. And I'm sorry, I don't want you to like hurt your
Yeah.
voice or anything,
No,
but
yeah,
it is
some-
always
Someone told me that, like, wow, your voice sounds really nice. I was like, thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
It's like a good. It's there's like that whole bit in Friends with like Phoebe when she's sick,
Yeah.
where she's like, "Oh, I've got like a sexy singing voice now." I think that's like the sick thing.
That is sort of like what it is. Like, I was humming along to something. I was like, well, I can't hit any high notes, but like,
No, it's just low
it
and
is
like
something
sultry.
different. It's neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very jazzy, very
Yeah.
chain smoker. Which like not a lot of good things about like the chain smoker lifestyle, except for the voice.
Man,
I don't know if I'd even say that, but okay.
imagine smoking 6 cigarettes a day just so you can get a deeper voice.
I was born in North Carolina. I know so many smokers. Like it's a big thing.
Yeah.
I think the sound of that voice is very soothing. But yeah, we're gonna do a little debating today. I have a bunch of like agree or disagree questions. Which the first one I'm gonna do was not on this list, but it is now something I'm curious about. Do you guys like the smell of tobacco? I didn't phrase that as an agree or disagree. I will for the rest of them, but
Absolutely not.
no,
No.
no.
No, it smells horrible.
Okay, let me ask you this: when I'm asking about tobacco, are you thinking about nicotine?
I guess I don't know enough to differentiate. I
Okay.
never smoked anything and never will, so it's just this whatever the secondhand smell that you get from people around me smoking. So I
Yeah.
guess I don't know what that is.
I'm
Okay.
not really a fan of cigarette smoke, and I really don't like tobacco smoke. Like, if you've ever had someone that's like smoked tobacco, like have a pipe,
Yeah.
not really a fan of that.
Wow. Okay. I hate cigarette smell. Don't get me wrong. Nicotine is icky. Don't smoke, kids. But I do love tobacco.
I
I
don't-
think it smells great.
If I had to choose between the two, I think like tobacco of a pipe is better
Yeah.
than cigarette smoke, but I still don't like it.
I used to have a tobacco and vanilla perfume. It's a good smell. I like it a lot.
Here's
Fair.
my hot take. If you are currently under the year of 20 years of age
Okay.
and you smoke cigarettes,
What are you
you are
doing?
an idiot. What are you doing? You grew up your entire life being
Yeah.
taught how terrible cigarettes are for you. And then you
Those icky
did it?
commercials?
Mhm.
Ugh.
Like, it's one thing if you're vaping. Also horrible. Don't vape.
Yeah, I
But
would say don't vape.
if that's a
'cause-
different thing of like, well, maybe you did it when it was just a little fun little juice and then you got addicted to nicotine. But cigarettes baffles me that anyone
Yeah.
smokes cigarettes who is younger. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if you're like 50 or even late 30s, maybe. Like, maybe you did not have the same growing
You're
up.
like, I'm a
but
cool, edgy
my
kid leaning against a
entire
chain.
life
And-
has been like, cigarettes are horrible for
Yeah.
you. Do not
Mhm.
ever do this. So I just fully am baffled that anyone would be like, yeah, I know, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Again,
Yeah.
some like tobacco states like North Carolina are very pro smoking for the economy. So like I do think it also depends on where you live.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
sure you'll
that's
get those
very
commercials, but like if everyone's like, it's cool, you're
It's a
probably gonna
cash
do it.
grab.
Absolutely.
Don't vape. It's got
vape.
higher amounts of nicotine in it,
Yeah.
which makes it more addictive. I don't know. I know a lot of people that like they have to go out and vape in the day, otherwise they just
Yeah.
like can't function, and it's just very
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
I
same.
knew my freshman year of college, I knew people who like I watched that happen to. Of
Yeah.
like, oh, we're just gonna vape for fun. And then very quickly it was like, oh no, we're completely addicted to nicotine.
Yeah, and like
I
I
there
work
was-
construction, and there was a lot of people that smoke or like do vapes and stuff, and like they will literally like leave because they forgot their vapes and like just go pick one up at like a gas station because they just can't function throughout the day.
Yeah, I like so we all know my car blew up. And shortly after that
Classic Rainy Tuesdays lore.
Oh, so this was like a few weeks later. I was driving my mom's car and like I picked up a friend, and she started vaping in the car, and like I was focused on the road, so I didn't see her take it out or anything, and so I just saw smoke in my car, and I like was already freaked out because I was like, oh my god, it's happening to another car. What's wrong with me? But then like I look over and she's just like vaping. But like regardless of the fact that I was traumatized from watching my car catch on fire, who just takes out a vape and vapes in someone's car? Like it's
that's
like that's like
rude.
lighting a cigarette in someone's car. It was so like I was like, you just do that to people? What the fuck?
No,
without asking?
No asking. Just like there was smoke all of a sudden, and I was horrified. I remember like freaking out, going like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And she goes, "It's just my vape."
I think it's like it's so wild with vapes because like people do it like wherever because that's just how it is. Like I don't know. I remember like going to a party once in high school and like someone like pulled out a vape and like just started vaping and like someone came over and was like, "Hey, can you not do that?"
Yeah.
It's like they didn't even ask either. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
there's like no courtesy with it.
College campuses, I don't think I've ever seen anyone who vapes that's courteous about it. It's like, I'm just gonna blow smoke in your face.
It still smells bad. I want to be clear. Everyone's like, it's so odorless. It's like you smell that?
No, I can smell it. Like, get out of here.
It is like, and they sell like special ones that smell, and they've all got like weird names. Like I saw them where it was like unicorn vomit, and it smelled very fruity, and I was like,
those are for slime kids.
It's just not.
Yeah, like the people I knew, like I'd walk into their room and it would smell like fruit, and I'd be like, I don't know how you can make fruit smell bad, but now it can.
Good. Yeah.
It's not not like a market where you're like, oh, fresh fruit. No.
It almost smells like someone like farted fruit.
Kind of, that's pretty much exactly what it smells like.
Unicorn vomit's an adequate name for a description. I want to be clear. People get addicted to nicotine because it's an addictive substance. I'm not blaming you for being addicted. I am blaming you for starting. Yeah. That should be a clarification. If you're addicted, I'm
so sorry.
Like, that's not your. I'm not blaming you for being addicted. I am, however, blaming you for starting. What the hell?
Absolutely. Again, North Carolina. So like I have taken a like hit off of an e-cigarette when they were like first on the market. It was one time, and that was the like cemented in my brain. I was like, I will never be a smoker because I like did the little thing with the e-cigarette, and it like hurts your gums if you don't like do it again. I had like just one single hit off of it and my gums were like sore, like my lower gums, for like hours afterwards because like my body wanted more, and that's like the first sign. And like the person who would let me like do that, who had like encouraged it, like was like, yeah, that's what it starts to feel like when you need more. And I'm like, I don't want more.
Wait, like what kind of vape was this? Was it like
no, it was like an e-cigarette, like
interesting.
just straight nicotine. But not good for you. Don't recommend it. I had my foray and immediately regretted it. And ever since then I was afraid of drugs.
You also look like an idiot.
Yeah.
No matter what your vape looks like, you look stupid.
Exactly.
They look like USB plugs.
But like, because there's so many types, but somehow every single one looks idiotic.
Those little circle ones.
There's like little teardrop ones. Like every single one is like, come on, what are you doing?
It looks
Rip
goofy.
Juul. That's like very strange to me. Juul got like banned, but all
the rest of them are still there.
But there's really no big difference between that one and the others.
No.
I think Juul is just the biggest name in the market.
Yeah. It's so goofy. Anyway, we disagree.
Although I will be endlessly entertained by videos of people going up to people who vape and handing them USB drives and then smoking it as they would.
That's really funny.
Very funny.
That's really funny.
There's another good one I saw of someone who handed a harmonica. Love it.
I do like those vape. No, kazoo, or like saxophone
videos. Yeah, that's good too.
Moral of the story: tobacco smells good. But but cigarettes are bad.
Cigarettes smoke atrocious.
Alrighty. Okay, agree or disagree? Clickbait titles are not okay.
Is there a medium option?
No.
Then I'm gonna say
disagree. So they're not okay. So double negative would be there are okay. I'm going double negative.
Right, so is down not down okay, up is okay.
Yeah, I should have made these all positives so that it wasn't a weird double negative thing, but it's too
okay. So thumbs up, love clickbait.
Okay.
Thumbs down.
Oh, are we switching it?
Wait, so, I'm confused.
Should it be our clickbait titles okay? And
okay, let's rephrase it. Take out all the negatives from my questions. Clickbait titles are okay. Thumbs up, I agree. Thumbs down, I disagree. I agree. They're okay.
I agree as well.
I think I'm gonna disagree.
That's
but
yeah,
it's hard not to have clickbait titles, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm torn because on one hand, I don't like clickbait titles. I think they're stupid.
Sure.
But on the other hand, they are, number one, a good warning sign of like, okay, well, I don't want to look at that article or watch that video or whatever. And funny to like clown on. Of like the whole crazy prank, gone weird, gone
gone sexual.
With this is not about clickbait titles, but what bothers me about YouTube videos is when they have the really dumb reaction images that they put on it of like the crazy face they make.
Yeah.
And I used to watch a bunch of Achievement Hunter, and I found out that they specifically take pictures. I thought it was just screen grabs from the video, but they just actually do photo shoots.
Most people do
reaction pictures to put in the thumbnails. And I was like, that's so, I don't know, disingenuous. I don't like it at all.
It is weird. I saw like some Minecraft YouTuber, and I was like, this dude only has like 5 different photos. And he just cycles all through them to put on the videos, and like it works. It like
but it absolutely works.
Especially I think for gaming. But like it increases traffic. I remember back in high school, like I used to do broadcasting, so we'd post videos to like our YouTube channel, and like many of them never really got that many views because it's just people in high school watching it or other people in the class watching it.
Sure.
But there was one that I was like, I'm gonna try making a clickbait title and adding a clickbait thumbnail with a red circle and an arrow, and I did it. And that one got like 5,000 views.
Absolutely.
Compared to the ones that would get like 10s to like maybe 100 on a good day. Right. It's like, okay, this actually works.
Yeah. No, I think my thing is it's like making the sugary kid cereals colorful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's any different. I think it's just like a way to advertise and a way to grab people's attention. I also think like the recent example that comes to mind is like Jeanette McCurdy's like, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Book title. That's the first time I've seen like a clickbait book title. But like I think like I saw her interview where she was basically saying like the people who like understand the type of like abuse she went through are going to fully understand the title like before they even read the book, and the people who don't automatically understand the title are going to be interested and read the book to hopefully then understand it. And it's like, I mean, that works. It's just advertising. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm anti-advertising.
Anti-capitalism.
My like hot take is I'm in a constitutional law class at the moment. We're literally like about to start talking about free speech as our topic of the week. My hot take is that I don't think free speech should be applied to advertising. I don't think advertising gets any rights of speech.
Fascinating.
Regulate that as much as you want, government.
So
corporations shouldn't have rights. But that would be because they don't have free speech rights. I don't think they should.
Oh, okay.
Then the government can be like, so you can't lie. Stop it.
Gotcha. But what would like constitute as a lie? You know?
Well, that's why you have like the FDA.
Oh, okay. You got like a whole like clickbait agency, the CBA. fair enough. Alrighty.
Well, because I mean, there's already for corporations, you already can't false advertise, and there are existing agencies and institutions in place to prevent that or to go after companies that do that. So it's not even a big switch. I just, in our collectively hatred of the Supreme Court, I dislike the way the Supreme Court treats free speech when they're like, hate speech, totally okay. Not going to do anything about that. But also corporations, you know what? Go bribe our politicians. We don't care about that.
Yeah. It's
not a fan.
It's icky.
Yeah, it's interesting because like some things don't apply as far as like false advertising. I went to Kentucky this past week and we went to like a bunch of like distilleries, and there was this one distillery that like the dude was very interesting to talk to, but he talks about how like they have this vodka and essentially they like wrote a fake story on it because you can literally just write whatever. So they threw in like all these things like it was made by a Swiss Romanian sailor, which if you know both those countries, they're landlocked, and it's like how he brought the thing over and only entrusted this distillery to do it because they do the finest of it. And they just like wrote this entire like funny story on it, and it's like, oh, that's like interesting, it's on all the bottles. But like they can just do that. And he's more saying like, yeah, all those other companies that put like little stories about how it's like made with the finest ingredients, only the best oak. It's like there's no like real like reason behind that. They're just like saying that to like fluff it up.
Fascinating. God.
Yeah, my opinion is not exactly for situations like that, but when corporations are like, and this is our hot new product, I don't think if someone sues over that, the court should be like, well, they have a right to like say what they want. No, they don't.
Exactly. Get out of here. And especially for stuff like medical products, like
man,
there's so many like medicines that are on the TV for like ads, and it's like I don't know about that. Like they're really promising a lot with it sometimes.
Things that are preying upon like any sort of disability or any sort of like mental headspace or anything like that should not be able to say whatever they want. Like
I do gotta say, I sort of do enjoy those commercials because like they're very formulaic and you can tell like what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like you can tell like, oh my god, the world's gonna go gray here in a second because they're depressed.
Now we're skipping through fields because we're happy again. And ultimately death is a side effect.
Death, bleeding, trauma, hemorrhoids.
Yeah. God. I had a friend who like we were talking about medications and she was like, I don't want all these side effects. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like any side effect for any medication, they're going to list as many possible side effects as possible. You're not going to get all everything. Of them. Yeah.
Or any of them.
Even. Yeah. You might like not have any sort of side effects if you're lucky, but also it's statistically very unlikely that you will have every single one listed.
I have some medicine right here for NyQuil.
Nice.
And the side effects are skin reddening, blisters, and rash. I don't think I've ever had that from taking NyQuil.
No, not
I have
NyQuil.
Gotten side effects.
Really?
I got side effects from Dayquil.
But not rashes.
What'd you get?
Not rashes. I felt like foggy, I guess. Like it was more mental of like harder to concentrate. Just stuff like that.
But were you like sick at the time?
Icky.
I was, but as soon as I stopped taking Dayquil, it went away, and I was still sick. So it wasn't whatever I was sick with. It was Dayquil.
Interesting. Well, that's not one of the side effects listed on here.
You gotta go inside the box. There's more.
I mean, NyQuil's slightly different.
Yeah. I promise you there will be, if you open up that box, there's more side effects in the box.
Just go to a local woman and ask for birth control and flip the gigantic document that stretches like half a room and read all the
I switched to a new one like earlier in the year and it was hilariously big. Like my old booklet was like maybe like a fold out map that you see in an old movie of people using, being like, oh, reading maps is fun. But my new one, like a bed sheet. Like it is so big.
That's a good genre of TikTok videos is boyfriends or just generally men being like, "This is your birth control," and they unfurl the United States flag and be like, "What the heck is happening?" That and the like period pain simulator device thing. Also
I love those videos. Those are fun for me personally.
Although maybe my audacity, I think I can handle top pain, but you know what? Maybe not.
I just so highly doubt it.
I have had a distinct history of abdominal pain, and I think I can handle it.
I think you do better than some, but I have a feeling that like because it's not exactly stomach, you put it like lower abs and like pelvic region, not like on your pelvis, but like lower.
There's no we'll see.
We're gonna get one. We're pulling it out now.
Wheel it in. Look under your chair, and
we're gonna shock you, boys.
But I don't think there's anything else that I have like the audacity of a straight white man. But that's my thing. I think I can handle it.
I like as someone who has also had a fair share of stomach pains. It's different than period.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Okay.
It's also different when you like don't feel any pain. It's like, I could probably take some pain.
Right. Yeah.
It's like how like when you're sick, you're like, man, I really took advantage of that time when I wasn't sick.
Right. Yeah. Remember when I could breathe through my nose?
Yeah. I'm looking at the Dayquil I have here that for some reason is like in a condom package. But I don't know if it's just the packaging, but it's very tiny. But like, I don't know. This is
tiny.
All the side effects. It's very tiny. I was like squinting trying to like make out what they are.
Oh my god.
Bleeding, sore throat, liver disease, heart disease, high blood pressure, thyroid disease, diabetes. A lot of stuff you can get from this.
I like that it's like you can get these lifelong problems from one like cold relief. God. Anyway. Okay. Do you agree or disagree that people should live in space?
I agree. Oh, we're supposed to count down, or?
It's fine. I don't know if this is one that'll heavily influence people's opinions.
Agree.
I think we all agree.
It's fun.
I think it's cool.
Practical?
No.
Not right now. Is it cool?
I think it depends who wants to do it. Jeff Bezos wants to move all our industry to space.
Right.
And I don't know about that one. But...
Sure. My thing is, the question was like, should, not could. Could we? I don't really think so. I don't think Americans or like civilization in general are equipped to handle like good changes for the world. I don't think people are good at that. But should we? I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be fun.
I think we should build a moon base.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, that one was quick. French fries are overrated. Agree or disagree? I disagree.
Disagree.
Okay,
big French fry fan.
I do think shoestring French fries are overrated specifically. Like those like McDonald's ones. No, the shoestring, like the really thin little.
I agree.
Stupid
on like
ones.
Tier of fries, those are the lowest. Yeah. Best curly fries.
I disagree.
I like bar ones.
Love curly fries.
So I don't know. Have you guys ever had like Steak and Shake?
Yeah.
Their fries are
awful.
Tiny. I'm fine with McDonald's. I do not like curly fries.
Okay, fair enough. I like bar fries where like they're the thicker crust and it's like seasoned really well.
Yeah.
Perfect fries.
That's the best fries.
Yeah, not quite steak fries because those are like a lot of potato in between. I like the crunch of like the still thinner but a lot of crust on it.
Gotcha.
It's good.
Yeah.
I do like steak fries. Those are still high in my list, but the bar fries are low.
Steak and Shake fries are terrible. Though.
They're bad. And it's one of the only things I can eat there.
Yeah, it's like, well, I can get a grilled cheese and
fries.
Steak and Shake really capitalize on that market of being open late and ice cream.
Yeah, and they do both of those things really well.
I think at the Steak and Shake from our college town, I think I witnessed a fight every single time I was there.
I sure did. One time, oh my god, One time I went there at 4 a.m. because that's what you do in college.
That's what you do in college.
Yeah, I think I remember we went there as a staff, and as we were leaving, 2 police officers were going in.
Well, so that happened to me too in this story. So we went, there was another table there full of people. One of the people dropped a $20 bill. The waitress picked the $20 bill up and said, "Here you go. You dropped this." And then the person was like, "You stole my $20 bill." And then started saying that they were gonna shoot the waitress, and like really pulled out a gun and was like, "I'm gonna smoke ya." And then people were like calling the police. We had only ordered water, and so because like they were dealing with other stuff, they hadn't gotten to our order yet, and so we were like, "We're gonna go. This seems like a bad place to be right now." So we're leaving. As we're leaving, the police come. They stop us. They say, "Were you involved in that?" And we were like, "Absolutely not. We just wanted ice cream." And then they're like, "You go." And I don't know what happened to that waitress. I hope she's okay.
It's so weird too, because that Steak and Shake is in a really like nice location. It's like right along the river. You can see like
gorgeous.
the city skyline.
It's
so many, like,
but it's a Steak and Shake.
It's a Steak and Shake.
And it also like you do go late at night, but I've been at normal times and still gotten fights. Like Margaux, I think we went once with your out of town friends at like 5 p.m. It was like still a fight.
There was still a fight.
Still cop cars rolling in as we left.
Yeah. Just
our
a
food was delayed
Steak
because the cook was fighting somebody.
Yeah, man. But what a culture.
What entertainment, at least.
Yeah, but yeah, skinny fries aren't great. It's not enough fry per fry, you know? Anyway.
Yeah.
I believe in free will. Like I think people have free will.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I agree too. I was wondering.
An edgy hot take for someone to be like, "I don't think humans have free will."
I didn't know if either of you guys were going to be edgy.
Everything is planned. No.
Everything is predetermined, man. We're all on a path.
It was predetermined that we'd have this conversation about free will.
I'm going to do something crazy, but it was predicted.
I was thinking more the edgy of like, it's all chemicals in your brain, man. You don't make any decision for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, sorry if someone explained to you how brains work and you got the sense that, hey, you don't think or do or act or decide.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's like, I don't get it in the sense of that. Like, I understand there's some, like, people who have, like, a religious, like, feeling towards it of, like, oh, there's no free will because of religion. And that's different. That's, That's a belief. Yeah. But, like, it's another thing to just be like, nah, man, like everything in the universe is happening exactly like the universe wants.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So here's a question. Do you guys believe in karma?
Yes and
really. I'm going to say disagree.
That
wasn't an option.
No, it wasn't. But I think karma in one very specific sense of like people determining karma exists in the sense of like if you do something nice for someone, they're probably more likely to do something nice for you. Whereas if you treat someone poorly, they're likely to not treat you well in the future either.
But
that's not like universe karma. Yeah.
What about
not like societal? Like if someone does a crime, it doesn't necessarily mean there's something bad's going to happen. You might hope
that would be nice.
That Jeff Bezos is going to get his comeuppance, but it probably won't.
Yeah, exactly. I think, societally or like universe-wise, I don't believe in karma.
Yeah.
People-wise, sure. People are powerful when they want to be. Okay. People should be required to vote by law. I agree.
Interesting.
I know.
I'm going to really tentatively agree to this one.
Okay.
I'm with Adam. I think my biggest things are like the way voting is right now is not feasible, because it's like so hard for so many people to vote.
Number one, why is it a Tuesday? Get out
Let's
of here.
Make it a holiday.
Nonsense.
Yes.
Make it a holiday, or just have it be a Saturday.
Weekend, yeah. I do think it should be
already
a holiday
because
like there's some people who still work on Saturdays.
It should also be a holiday, but that would help a lot. And early voting, mail-in voting, all these other options that some states and other states are adamantly against.
Yeah, there are countries who do have like legally required voting, and they did have to make all these sorts of adjustments because it wasn't always legally required, and I think it's great.
What's the consequence for not voting? Do you just get a fine?
Like a fine. I think it's only like a $50 fine too. So it's like if you really, really, really hated the idea of voting, you could probably like save up for it and or just afford it.
Just be like, I don't want the government to have my information. I'm not
there
voting.
You do,
those crazy
sucker.
The government gets your money.
Yeah.
At that point, then you like spite vote.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure you can do like silly votes on those.
Yeah.
Like you can do write-in for like Donald Duck and not get fined, so long as you put the effort into vote.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I think it's great.
I like the idea, but America needs to be a lot better about facilitating voting, because I wouldn't want to have a system like that and then be like, oh no, and now all these people who weren't able to vote because of various working conditions or life conditions are now have an extra fine on top of all their other issues that they are being forced to deal with.
Yeah. I do think it's good for better countries than ours, but I would love to be one of those countries where we were good enough to be able to say this is good.
Hey, Supreme Court, why do you strike down the Voting Rights Act? Or part of it, but they probably will strike down the whole thing. So hey, maybe the Constitution guarantees the right to vote, so it's utterly baffling that you're going to strike down the Voting Rights Act.
It's also
okay.
Crazy too, like politically it'd be a bad idea, because then it's like you have all these people that's like, great, now I'm forced to come vote, I'm gonna vote this person out because they made me do it.
Oh sure, fair enough.
Oh yeah, that's possible.
Yeah,
Americans are just so uppity about being forced to do things. I don't know if
they're just so uppity, period.
Period. You didn't need to finish the sentence. It was accurate as it's okay. The phrase "better a jack of all trades than a master of one." Do you agree or disagree? Right? I thought that one was interesting.
Yeah.
That's not the deep one, but I was like, I don't know where I land on it.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree as well.
Fair. I think I do. I think it makes sense. But, like, at the same time, I don't know. Because, like, I don't know if I would say it's fully better. I think also the phrase is than a master of none.
Yeah, the jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I shortened it and cut out the middle bit.
Yeah.
But
I kind of subscribe to that. Better to be good at a lot of things than only be good at one thing and useless at everything else.
I also think that's just good life advice of, like, maybe you only like doing one sort of thing. Like, maybe broaden your horizons. There's so many other things to like out there.
I like that,
Things to try, so.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. Cool. I think that's a fun little rhyme. Okay. Life is easier for kids now than when our parents were kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, it should be.
I disagree. I don't disagree in the sense of I think it's so much harder for kids now. I just don't think it's any easier or harder. I just think the challenges are different. You know? Like, I think technology has created a lot of problems for, like, especially mental health of children growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think COVID created a lot of problems for mental health of children growing up. So, like, I do think kids have a hard time right now, but not necessarily any harder or easier than, like, when our parents were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The challenges have definitely changed. I think it's just easier in the, like, aspect of, like, technology has advanced.
Sure.
I think easier, like, my mom will tell us a lot of stories about like how bad bullying was. And like, I don't know, you do get that online, but
right.
It's not the same of like some of the really horrific like, criminal things that happened to her when she was growing up. Like, you don't really get that anymore. And like hazing stuff in college, like that doesn't really happen to the extent that it used to. Like, there's a lot of more physical things that.
I don't know. I feel like it still happens quite a bit. Like, I feel like I still see a news story at least once a year that's like some kid died from hazing. Well,
I mean, hazing could be its whole other topic. I think people who had their hazing, like it wasn't like, oh, go get blackout drunk and do something that's a crime. It was like, we're gonna psychologically torture you for a week, and then act like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What the heck is happening?
There was one time I was talking to this sorority girl at a school that I won't name, because I guess I shouldn't. But like they were like, when I joined my sorority, we were blindfolded, and then we had to go into a room, and they put like peeled clementines, like they took like the little skin bit off, so it was like the juicy pulp inside bit. They like shoved them down their throats and told them it was fish, because like something with their sorority had to do with fish. And they were like, and we were all like freaked out because like 2 of us were vegetarian, and like we all did it though because we love our sorority.
That's it's so culty of this horrible psychological torture thing happened to me. Oh well, what a great time.
I don't understand that part.
And then like the next, because I this was like when this person was like a sophomore, and so she was like, I didn't learn until like this year there was clementines, and isn't that like so fun? Like now we get to do that to other people, and I'm like, I'm missing the fun part.
Right. It's just like my mom, she has all these stories about her hazing when she joined her sorority. And it's like, that sounds horrible. That
sounds awful. Yeah.
And she doesn't have the same of like, but what good times. Like, I think she does acknowledge that, like, kind of bad. But then you get past it, and then you're like, normal sorority. But she didn't have that sense of like, I can't wait to do it to someone else.
Yeah.
That's what's really crazy.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
But it strengthens the brotherhood/sisterhood.
There's so much trust there. I thought for a full year, fish was shoved down my throat. Yeah. Anyway.
Kind of lost the original topic there, but
that's okay. It happens.
What was the original topic?
Whether kids have it better or the same.
I thought we were still on like karma and free will. I was like, how did we get here?
Okay. I am easily influenced by others. Agree or disagree?
Oh, full agree on that.
Okay.
Same.
I don't know. I think it depends on what, I'm going to say most of the time, no. But there are certain blind spots where, yes, I'm definitely going to be easily influenced by others. I'm definitely, like, the person who, especially with, like, shows and pop culture stuff, like, I will watch Stranger Things at some point because it was a show I cared about, but like I haven't done it. And as much as both of you have been like, it's so great, or like it's so fun, you should watch it, probably it's gonna be a while. I don't know if I'll ever watch Game of Thrones or the new Game of Thrones.
That's pretty good.
I think it's not necessarily a thing for me.
Yeah. I think just in general, like, everyone's influenced by others. Like, it's sort of like a biased thing. Like, even, like, no news source is, like, completely, like, non-biased. Like, everyone has biases, whether conscious or subconscious. And I think it's the same thing with, like, others. I think you're just, like, impacted by others, like, and, like, what the current trends are, like, current language. I don't know. And also just, like, things your friends do, you might want to do. Not necessarily because, like, you don't like it, but, like, maybe it's just something, like, you've never heard of and you want to try it.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's definitely areas.
Yeah.
And so much of it is subconscious.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like things that just kind of via osmosis just get into your psyche or behavior.
Especially with lingo or like
words,
the way people talk. Yeah.
And accents, I think, too, can have that effect.
Yep. Every time I like talk more with my Midwestern friends, I notice myself saying, "Well, let me squeeze right past you." Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Alrighty. The Olympics promote peace between countries.
It's a complicated question.
I know.
I'm gonna.
I was proud of that one.
Disagree.
I disagree too.
I don't like the Olympics.
I don't know either.
I'm gonna agree.
Okay.
You go first then.
I mean, it's got its problems. But I think for the most part, you're getting almost every single country together to have a mostly friendly competition.
Fair enough.
It's got its issues for sure, and certain countries having significant problems with cheating. But I don't know. For the most part, I think it doesn't aggravate issues. Like, Russia's not attacking Ukraine because they got more medals than them.
Could you imagine?
Not that I wouldn't put it past Russia, but
yeah, they could put that on their list if it happened.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think it is the cause of any sort of war. I just also don't think that it like promotes peace. I think conceptually, idea-wise, it sounds like it does, but then like it is also literally every country like competing with each other. So
I think it's neat. Like, I like the idea. It's just I have so many problems with the Olympics. Like, yes, there's like the cheating and stuff, and like a lot of the history behind it isn't great. Like, the Olympic flame was started by the Nazis, and they've been like keeping it going since then. And like it's neat. They always do like a little cool show with it, but it's also like the impact of like having the event and hosting it is always interesting as well.
Yeah.
Like, I always like the idea of the meme that like they should just build an island and like have it be Olympic Island, and like people can come visit it and see all the stuff.
I mean, like ancient Greece, they had a dedicated place where the Olympics were held, and that's what it was. Like,
instead they keep like passing it between countries, and like
it can be a big financial drain.
Yeah, it really is, because it's like 4 years or even more of like preparing and like putting all these things together, and like it costs a lot of money, and like it generates tourism from it, but like that's like 4 to 8 years where you're spending a lot of money that like could go to like people.
I'd be curious to see like if like how much profit there actually is. Like, does it, because it's like a short while of tourism, and sure, it's a lot of tourism, but it is 4 to 8 years of work.
I mean, but that's 4 to 8 years of consistent pay for employees.
Sure.
Like, I remember when the Olympics were potentially going to be in Chicago, and my dad works in construction, and he was really hoping that it would be there because that meant a lot of jobs for all the construction workers in the city.
Yeah.
That's basically what you'd be doing for the next few years. It's just building all the stadiums and stuff.
Yeah.
But then also like after. Like,
but then you have to make sure those stadiums are then used for something else.
Right.
Like not just dilapidated wrecks.
I know like London, they tore down a lot of the stadiums they did to like build more housing. Rio was really bad because all those stadiums are just like sitting and like getting decrepit.
I think Tokyo was same in China.
Yeah. Tokyo was pretty smart about it because they just reused a lot of stuff that they had. Yeah. So they were like, oh, you guys need to play basketball? We have a basketball stadium. They're just going to play it there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Building stuff. That's better. And then, like, they'd also just put, like, temporary things. So, like, for things like archery, it's like, we're not going to build a whole arena. We've got, like, this park. We'll build, like, the stands and stuff, and that's it.
That's smart, yeah. Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I prefer self-checkout. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree.
I disagree.
I'm a big self-checkout person. Wait, but aren't you the person who orders all their food on
We pick it up, yeah. Like,
okay, well,
okay,
that is...
hear me out. I still going to the store sometimes. Like, not for my weekly groceries, to be clear. But like when I'm going into the store to like grab something, right, and I have the option between self-checkout or checking out with a person, I like, okay, it depends on how busy I am, right? Like if I need to get out of there, I'm probably gonna want to like go through self-checkout because it usually goes a little faster. But I like talking with the person and being like, how's your day going? Like, how you doing? Like, blah, 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 you know, like do a little
no social interaction. I want to get in, I want to grab my food items, and I want to get out.
It's like, hey man, how you doing? How's life treating you? Same. You know?
No.
How about you,
I'm full self-checkout. No, I mean, there's one thing like, I'll always go self-checkout if I don't have a lot of items. And
sure.
There might be sometimes if I have a lot of things that it's helpful to have someone else do the bags. But because I also bring my own bags, I'd rather just do it myself.
It does also depend on the store because there's like a Safeway near us that the self-checkout has an error with like every item that you scan, that it is so not worth it to use that self-checkout because it is so bad. But yeah, Brian.
I don't really like self-checkout, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know. I always have bad experiences there because I always grab an item that like it won't scan. So then I have to like hit the assist button and someone comes over and they're like, okay, now we gotta look it up. And I don't know. I just feel like I'm inconveniencing someone. And then at that point, why didn't I just go and wait in line and like have someone else just check it all out, and it would have avoided it? Because like I always usually get vegetables and stuff sometimes when I go to the grocery store.
And
like those you have to input manually at most places, and like or get like assistance for, and it's just annoying. I always usually never get all that much stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's easier to just, I don't have a lot of stuff, go through the, like, checkout line because it'd be easy for them because it's not a lot of stuff to go through, so.
I will say, like, as someone who did work in a grocery store, I also prefer self-checkout in that sense, so that's, like, a different take than what I said of I prefer the people to, like, be a consumer, but to work the place.
Employee, I don't want to talk to her.
No, well, because like there's only one like person out of every 20 that's gonna be nice and be like, hey, how you're doing? Like, how's your day going? Let's treat you like a person. And the rest of the 19 are like, oh, I thought this was on sale, or like the bananas are 2 cents more than I thought they were. Oh my god, and it's bad and sad. And people are mean. So self-checkout so they can yell at the machine and not me.
I don't think I've ever had a problem with the self-checkout machine, except Target self-checkout refuses to read my gift cards, but that's it. Fair. Everything else, I don't know, maybe it's the Hy-Vees, the local grocery stores in Iowa, and I think they're in Illinois as well, but I don't know, I had great experience with that.
I don't know why, but every time you say Hy-Vee, the only thing that my brain comes up with an image of is Sunny D.
Yeah. I get that.
Okay, cool.
No, I 100% get that.
Thank God.
I do not.
I actually, the second you said that, I was like, oh yeah, like the orange juice thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Why is that? Okay, cool.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's the image my brain gets every time I hear it.
I don't really get it anymore because now I shop there every week, but
sure.
I definitely understand that impulse.
Maybe it's like a brand or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there is a similar like Sunny D that has a similar name.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. It's okay to lie.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. I think I do too.
I think I tentatively agree on an interpersonal level, such as not to contradict statements I've made earlier this episode about corporations lying to you.
Sure. Okay.
Screw corporations. Official motto for Rain Tuesday podcast.
Yes,
but yeah, like among friends, I think there are situations where lying is
just like spare their feelings, like
bad.
Yeah.
I will say I'm bad at it. So it's like, maybe it's okay for me to do, but I don't do it well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I I mean, like, you guys know from whenever we've played like any sort of catch the monster games, because anytime I've been the monster, it's automatically Margot's obviously the monster, because she's going like, me? Who?
No one talks about our dilemma. People who see right through the facade and be like, oh, you're the werewolf. Okay.
But also my boyfriend he had a birthday, because that's what people do sometimes, and I wanted to like plan surprises and like gifts for him, right? And he was like, oh, like, is it this thing? And I was like, no. Why would you even think that? What? No. And it obviously was. But yeah, it's very hard for me. Also, I think in the similar vein, just surprises in general, I'm bad at keeping them, because I want to just surprise the person. I want to be like, here's the thing for you. But you have to wait sometimes, and that's hard. Yeah, actually, funny story about his birthday. I wanted to get him this thing because he used to live in Indonesia, and so like there was something like a nostalgic thing for him from his childhood that he had mentioned a few months earlier. And so like I had recently like had dinner with his parents and stuff, and so like I talked to his mom like kind of on the side while he was talking to his dad, and I was like, hey, do I have the name right so that I don't order something completely random and wrong? And she was like, I have to ask my husband because I don't like know off the top of my head. Is there a way that I can communicate it to you? And I was like, yeah, you can like message me on Facebook, because like that's easy, like you can just search me kind of thing. But then I felt so bad because I was like, I'm messaging my boyfriend's mom behind his back, and that feels so like wrong. And I was like,
what? But for the purpose of getting him a gift.
I know, but I felt so guilty. And so like that night I was like, hey, can we talk? I feel so wrong about this. I'm not going to tell you what the gift is, but I did need her help. And so she messaged me, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about it beforehand. And he was like, why do you feel sorry? That's the stupidest thing.
Imagine getting the like, we need to talk text, and then it's I've messaged your mom behind the back to get you a birthday present.
It's worse.
Oh no, the betrayal.
It wasn't even a text. I like woke him up in the middle of the night because I could not fall asleep. I was like, hey. Like, I like rolled over and kind of shook him awake, and I was like, hey bud, we need to talk. I felt really guilty. So I'm not good at keeping things from people. Yeah, he didn't think I needed to wake him up for that. He didn't think it was a problem, which is cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a shocking reaction.
Yeah.
So I feel like me saying it's okay to lie is incredibly hypocritical because I don't feel like it's okay for me to lie. Oh, man. All right. I'm afraid of authority. I disagree. This is the deep one.
Yeah, my initial reaction is to disagree.
Yeah, same here. I just don't think I would describe it as like afraid of authority.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
I mean, I guess I get nervous when I see a cop car.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm literally ever committing a crime, but it's like
all the crimes you're doing constantly.
I would say like I respect authority.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like if it was like if you're in like an organization where there's like tiers and stuff.
Sure.
Or like even at work where it's like, yeah, you have your boss. It's like not afraid of my boss. I like respect them. I understand like they're in that position. I'm in this position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think mine's more combative than that. I don't respect authority, and I think that it's like just not like for whatever, you know, like they have to give me a reason to respect.
Yes, I will respect authority if they're respectable. You don't automatically get respect just because you're in a position of authority. That's not how that works.
Like, and this is something that like I felt from like maybe middle school or high school on, especially like in that context of like teachers or like parents or like definitely cops too, like in a small town kind of thing. It was just like, I don't inherently respect or fear you, which I know like a lot of children do. I think it also I think it is determined how you're raised too. Because I'm sure if you're raised in like a stricter household, that probably teaches you more to like fear and respect authority, than like a looser household. And there is also the side of like privilege of like I don't have to be afraid of cops because I'm a tiny white girl. But like so there's that side. But I definitely don't like just have that natural fear or like respect. I don't know. I've given it sometimes when it's like, oh, you're a cool boss who like clearly cares about your employees and like wants them to thrive in their best possible ways, or like
it's like a video game. I'll start out neutral. And then your actions determine whether you get pluses or minuses.
That's the perfect way to describe it.
I'm not going to be like combative against you if I don't know you.
Sure. I'm not going to be like, I hate you. I don't respect you. I'm just going to be like, I don't have
polite and nice and everything. And if you're a terrible person, then that respect goes down.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. That was when I was interested in, because I think that harkens back a lot to childhood. So, fascinating. I don't know. I guess I don't know exactly how strict you guys would determine your households as being growing up. But
not that strict, I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay. So my theory holds up. But fair enough. Okay. Cooking should be taught in schools.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was for my school.
Oh, it was for my school too. Fascinating.
Or in middle school.
Very nice to know.
Yeah, mine was in middle school. It was like cooking and home ec. Like, so we learned like cooking and sewing.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did not have that.
Fascinating.
Makes me sad. That would be so cool, because then it'd be like learning how to cook and stuff.
Yeah. Was that like, do you think, an all boys thing, or?
I didn't.
Also, did you go to an all boys school? No. I don't know why I thought you did.
No, I don't know. I don't even know that any of the private or public schools in our area did that.
Fascinating.
To be honest, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. It was fun.
Lots of like, I guess like practical skills. We had like consumer education. I talked to like taxes and how to check stuff in high school, and cooking and stuff like that in middle school.
Yeah, it was good. I do think that the cooking and sewing class should have been in high school rather than middle school.
We had it optionally in high school.
Oh yeah, you could take a cooking class or sewing class.
But I knew a lot of people who did.
Fair. It was like a special elective that was only if you were like really interested. But I think it should have been a requirement instead of the don't have sex class. Because I think that one was silly.
Okay. Well, we had a good, better sex education class. So I think health should be a requirement.
We had it 2 out of the 4 years, and the first time we had it, it was really bad. The second time, it was better.
That seems unnecessary. We only had it for 1/2 of a year.
The first one was called, I think it's stupid because it was child development, and so it was like, don't have kids, but also if you do, here's everything you need to know about them. And the other one was like, you can have sex, but do it responsibly. And so that was the healthier class. But all cars should be electric.
I'm gonna.
Yes, but not right now.
Okay. Wait, what?
I'm gonna disagree because of the whole lithium thing, but how it's kind of unethically mined.
That's part of it too.
If we have an alternative way
to
make the batteries that don't involve scalping mountain ranges in South America, then yeah, I'm down.
Fair. I do disagree. I think it'd be cool if we just cared more about the environment with our machines in general. But I don't think that means getting rid of every single car ever. I think it just means like, because again, I don't think it's the whole like personal consumer carbon footprint versus corporation. Like that's not, it would make a dent, obviously, like carbon emissions.
Yeah.
But like it wouldn't make like the same dent that like if all companies were like, let's be better.
It's interesting. Like I think yes, because like they're just better cars in general, and they're easier to fix as far as like just replacing the motors, as far as trying to fix an engine.
Okay.
Like gas cars pollute so much, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like you could remove a lot of like the pollution in like big cities if you like replace cars with electric cars. But also like the problem is too, like in order to create that car and also to power it, the first like 15,000 miles, it's actually polluting more if you're like comparing all that in order it took to like a gas car, and then 15 to 25,000 is about the same, and then 25,000 plus, it's actually like pretty great. There's like no emissions.
I didn't.
The other thing too is like where you gain your power from. If like you're getting your power from like nuclear or solar or wind, maybe even hydroelectric, like then it's fine. Like really, you got like no problems there. But like if you're getting your power from like a coal, oil, and natural gas, then it's like well, you're still like, in order to power your car, you're still like using those resources. So
yeah. Fair. I don't know.
As always, it's more complicated than
absolutely
a yes or no.
Yeah.
Electric cars are just better though than gas cars. They can go faster.
How do we feel about hybrids?
Boo.
Okay.
Boo? I don't really understand how hybrids work. I remember my dad got a hybrid when we were little, and it was like, wow, this is super cool. That it's called that. I don't know what that means, but
I've only ever been in one hybrid, and the guy was like trying to explain it to me, but it was just like, well, I think it was like there's a certain point when it's an electric and a certain point when it's a gas, and I was like, but what's the point? Like, what does that mean?
I think they're really silly because like the electric doesn't go far enough, and like also part of it too is most people just use the gas, and then like when they run out of gas, switch over to the electric, and it's like, well,
okay,
yeah,
fair enough. All right, well that's our game, folks. So what rating on y'all's parades?
I won. What rating on my parade is me realizing that I do the same topics over and over again for my rain on my parade in this podcast. I feel like I have like themes.
I thought that was like your thing.
Like I realized after last week, I think it was last week, that I have my theme lately has been like problems with capitalism not giving me the item that I want.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no. I'm just like, and I remember there was a time when things just kept falling off my walls.
It was your paintings.
And cars is another, like parking. That's been a theme. So, yeah, I guess I'll just do that every now and again. But what I actually remember is not that, and it's not related to a theme.
Start a new theme.
My new theme is, I guess, my university. The new class schedule just got released. Which one annoyance, they released the class schedule, but not every class has a schedule. It's just like, and this class is offered TBA for when or who or anything about it, and you're like, okay, well, you know, to schedule my classes, things. I kind of need to know when it is. But also last semester they had virtually no options, and it was like, well, I guess I'm taking these classes that I'm in right now because it's the only things I have available, and there's nothing for fun. And now next semester it's like, oh, every single fun class you offer, all in the spring. I have like a list of 8 classes, and I can take 3 of them. It's like, well, that's unfortunate. Now all these things I wanted to take, and I just take the stupid classes of them now, which is fine. I need to take them.
Fair.
I dumped family law, but that's fine. That's not exactly a class problem. That's a professor problem.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Adam, you stole mine.
Was it class schedules?
It was also class schedules.
We're just going to have a themed episode. Margaux, what are your class problems?
Socioeconomic.
The class warfare, no. But yeah, our schedule got released, and I need to take 6 more classes in order to graduate. And the way I was planning on doing that is taking 1 in January, 4 in spring, and then 1 in the summer.
Okay, yeah.
What the problem is the spring, like, a lot of the ones they're offering are classes I already took as undergrad, so I can't take them as graduate.
Oh.
Okay. And I talked to one of the teachers today because I was like, okay, if I take this class, I'll be fine. But
yeah.
He's like, oh, actually, we're being capped by the department, like, by the dean, that we can only teach, like, 2 electives. So he's, like, not actually taking one of those. And so even though it was listed online, it's not right. And then there's also a teacher that, like, I need to talk to still because he's teaching the same class from last semester. It's like he's not teaching the same class in a row. Like, he's never done that before. Why is he doing that? So I need to see what he's, like, really actually going to teach. And that'll be fine. But I was, like, annoyed. Yeah, I'm in ABS, but where it's, like, I'm limited by, like, well, this semester, I guess. Where I'm limited by, like, what I can actually take, what's available.
Yeah.
Right. There.
I feel like at our undergrad university, that happened a lot. Where I would be like, oh, why are there not a lot of options? If there are options, they've filled up instantly, or they're at, like, you know, crazy times, or they're not actually classes that are being offered, but they're listed anyways. Like, just continuous problems. I think every semester I had some kind of issue scheduling.
I constantly had
to backup schedule.
Yeah. I constantly had to email the different professors and be like, hey, could I, like, I know this class is, like, full, but, like, could I take it? And they were like, usually they were like, yeah, sure. Yeah. But, like, you did have to be like, hey, I know it says I can't, but what if I could?
Like, I was in the honors program, so we had the great luxury of being able to register very first thing before literally anyone else. You'd think that would matter, and it absolutely didn't. They filled up spots before registration.
Yeah.
So I still have to email professors, be like, hey, I'm waitlisted for this class. Can you let me in? I was the very first person to register, but somehow that still happened.
Yeah.
They did that during COVID, where they only made the class size 1 person, and so then, like, whoever, like, registered first technically got officially in, then everyone else was put on a wait list.
Yep.
And so it was like, am I in this class, or, like, what's this class gonna be capped at?
What's going on?
And you never learn fast enough. So I remember there was this whole situation where I was waitlisted for all these classes, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm gonna get any of these. So can I register for classes to make sure I get in something, and then I'll rearrange the schedule so I'm not overloading? And you needed special permission forms to register for classes over the credit limit, but waitlisted classes counted for that limit. So I'd be like, okay, well, I'm registered for, like, 20 credits, but I'm only in 2 classes because I'm waitlisted for everything else. So why are these counting? I shouldn't need a special permission slip to wait. Like, give me the permission slip after I'm in or not. Don't make me, because there was, like, a thing where I literally ran around campus because I just switched majors, just gotten a new advisor. I, like, grabbed her right before she had a class because I tracked down when her office hours would be.
Does it sound like you, like, grabbed her by the shoulders to say help?
I was like, I'm so sorry. I seem like a crazy person, but I need you to sign this document right now. I know you have class in 5 minutes. I just ran from my dorm to catch you. You've never met me before, nor do you know who I am because I literally just changed majors and got assigned to you.
Right.
I'll send you a nice email later explaining. I felt really bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I had, like, something similar with, like, trying to take more hours. I talked about this in August, but, like, because I took an extra class, and I, like, I started the process in April of, hey, I'm going to take an extra class. I need permission for it. And I emailed throughout the summer and got, like, nothing. And then they're like, you need to sign up by, like, August 12th. Otherwise, your tuition will not go through. And I was like, okay. So start emailing everyone frantically, like, hey, let's get this moving. We got to get this done.
Yeah. Jeez. I felt very lucky to have, like, an incredibly organized advisor. Like he would always email everybody and do like the whole like, you're not even going to like, I'm not going to release my hold unless we have like a personal meeting and talk about everything and like figure out backup plans and everything like that. Yeah. And so like I usually like, I was like, if I faced like a problem, I knew exactly who I needed to email. I knew exactly like what my backup plans were because he like had us fill out like 3 different potential schedules that we could have. And it was great. He was wonderful. Shout out to him. But anyway.
I will say, shout out to my history major department head, because I studied abroad, and I was like, hey, can these classes count towards my major requirement? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
I love that.
I was like, God. I guess these are vague. I mean, I did take history classes, so it's not like it was nothing. But it was I expected a process of like, and this is why this class should go to this requirement. And he's like, oh, I'll just write out. Yeah, that'll count.
It's a good time. Anyway, sure things happened, you know. They must have. I went to the store to get some fabric for a project, and I was sure I got enough. And then I looked at the fabric I got, and I want to make like a sweatshirt, like a little hoodie. And I got like an inside lining fabric, and then like the outside fabric. And I looked at the outside fabric, and it was much like shorter than I thought it was, and so I got 2 yards of it. But I think I should have gotten 3 or 4. And so now I either got to go back or figure out something else for the outside of the hoodie. And that's my sewing dilemma. Relatable.
Grab like, you know, in what's that movie? Where she grabs like the curtains and makes
Enchanted.
Out of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I referenced that in one of my Instagram posts.
Oh.
I made a dress out of bed sheets. But yeah, a good time. So debate your friends. Don't vape. It's not cool. Have a sunny Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.